All right, well, today is September 28th, 2022. It's Wednesday morning, and it's about 8:45 in the morning here on the West Coast. We've got a temperature of 76 degrees. The relative humidity is 45%. The dew point is 53 degrees, and we've got a barometric pressure of 30 inches even. Right now, Ian is just on the threshold of a Category 5 hurricane. It's a very strong Category 4. We can see it's got sustained winds of 155 miles per hour, and the pressure has dropped to 937 millibar. So the weather controllers, these demons that are controlling our weather, have allowed this hurricane to really intensify. And if we take a look at the Doppler map, you can see that there's not a single WSR88D in operation anywhere in Florida. So this is really, like I said, this is a kind of a message from the deep state to Governor Ron DeSantis, who is a freedom fighter. He's a good guy. He's trying to save the American dream for a lot of people. And I can't say the same here for the boobs running California. But look at this. This is the center of the hurricane right here. We've got Fort Myers right here, just right in line. So this is going to go right into that bay. Let's go ahead and zoom in. And this is going to cause some major flooding. This low pressure right here is going to go right over this area, and that's going to pull water up probably 10 feet, maybe more. I have not computed the PSI for 937 millibar, but that can be done on the internet very easily. But there it is. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Port Charlotte, Englewood, Venice. The interesting thing is that the other side of the state isn't getting much rain yet, but once again, there's no WSR88Ds operational, which would be cutting big pie-shaped evaporation patterns in the rain bands. So what's going to happen is this is going to plow right up into Florida and run right probably up the coast. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other maps. We have the water vapor map. Let me turn the contrast down here. You can see that water vapor map a little bit better. You can see how the eyewall has got right angles in it, and then they pull the power off, and then this thing rebuilds with a vengeance, and that's where it is right there, just on the doorstep of Fort Myers. So the weather controllers are using a very low power attempt to weaken this system. They're not weakening it, but they are targeting it. You can see that there's angles in the eye wall, and so this is done deliberately. This is an insufficient effort. It's a half-assed effort to demonstrate that some effort is being made, but this is deliberate. You know, I just cannot believe that this is happening. Just a week and a half ago, we had Hurricane K come right up the coast, up Baja California coast, and right into California, and we saw what happened. We didn't get much rain from that. The entire southwestern U.S., which is in a drought, should have gotten plenty of rain. And we saw that the weather controllers, they had the WSR88Ds in operation, evaporating all the rain, and we're not seeing any of that here. And those are all run by the same people, the NOAA and the Department of Defense. The DoD manages the WSR88Ds, as does the National Oceanics and Atmospheric Administration. So we can see here in the water vapor map that there is high pressure being exerted on this side of the storm, which has pushed this thing east into Florida much earlier than the original forecast, which was going to have it go up into northern Florida. But they're going to do maximum damage. They're just going to steer this thing, and it'll stall because there's some higher pressure relative to the 937 millibar pressure here, right up here on the 300 millibar map. You can see that here, this sliver of higher pressure. And so here's the hurricane here, and it'll pass up through Florida. And here you have the jet stream, and this thing will probably just channel right up the coast. And we've got Georgia and both Carolinas. We'll have to see what happens. But this hurricane has taken a totally different, not a totally different course, but a much different trajectory. Here's the long wave IR map. You can see the symmetry around the eyewall changes as it's being targeted, but it's totally insufficient power to weaken the system. So this is engineered to inflict maximum damage. In the previous video, I mentioned to keep a close eye on the futures, the New York Stock Exchange futures for orange juice. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Once again, on the water vapor map, we can really see the manipulation taking place, and then they pull the power off. And now it's just basically running at full throttle. Okay, so there it is. We have the pressure map here, the surface pressure map. And it's depicting 937 millibar right here. We have these isobars right here, 1016 right out here, 1020 right along this coastline. This is Florida. Then we have the coastline right there, 1020. That's going to help steer this thing right where they want it. And we've got high pressure depicted right over here on the edge. 1024 millibar right here. So this is not going to be changing direction and going that way. It's going to follow the path of least resistance, which is up this way. But here we see that isobar 1012 millibar. So that's going to help to stall this storm right over Florida and do maximum damage. We're going to see probably 20 inches of rain in the areas of not only Fort Myer, but also all the way up to Sarasota, and Tampa, of course, is going to get a lot of rain too. But this is just a few hours, a couple hours, maybe, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours away from hitting Fort Myers and Port Charlotte. So there it is. I hope everybody is ready for this one. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's going to be it for now. We'll get another update later on in the day. In the meantime, tune in if you have, if you can watch the local weather down there. Tune in and watch. There'll be a lot of live coverage. And we'll just see how much damage occurs. Once again, you can see the flat spot on this side as it's being pushed. I should have pointed that out last night in the video last night. As you can see the evaporation here. They're pushing this thing. They're nudging it along. You can see this side. They're not... we don't have that strange evaporation, but over here we're seeing flat spots, and it's just being nudged right where they want it. See right here, we see that bow right there. Okay, so that's it for now, and we'll try to get another update later on. Okay, that's it.